For this collaboration, I've been working with the Barbican Theatre. The first person I contacted was Sheila Snellgrove, the theatre director.
I agreed to bring James onto the project because he was a very tenacious student who kept phoning me up.
Mr. B was a marketing tool that we devised as a trial before Christmas to help with marketing for In the Flesh Theatre Festival.
I set out to explore the dark, chip-spattered streets of my new home. It's alive. This sweet, sour village of the day melts into cities. The
collaborative process was very fruitful, I felt. I came to James with a concept, an idea, and then James helped me develop the text that we were going to use. He wrote some of that himself, and then I integrated that into what I'd done. He then also storyboarded the whole film, which I could never have done myself. That's a fantastic skill to have at the theatre. It was extremely useful, and there was no one else in the theatre that would have been able to do that. So in that sense, he was providing us with something that we just did not have at all. So that was really, really useful.
I remember showing the first edit of the Mr. B thing to Toby at a meeting, and at that meeting he invited loads of first year marketing students, and the idea was that he was going to walk around town dressed as Mr. B, and they would follow him and point him out to other people to try and drive up some interest. I remember this is something that I wasn't made aware of beforehand, and I was quite annoyed because I didn't understand at the time whether he saw me as a collaborator or just as a plucky work experience boy doing his work for him, like making his film. But then the project sort of died a death anyway, so I went back to Sheila and asked for a new project to work on, and she pointed me in the direction of the Migration Project.
The Migration Project is a theatre project.
It involves an amount of development work on script and process for a large-scale outdoor site-specific performance piece in the city of Plymouth in July.
During my time at the theatre, I attend weekly meetings about the formation of the final performance. Key to its development are the weekly meetings we hold with the Give Back Group, a selection of refugees who want to give something back to the community that let them in.
There's a lot of workshops that we're doing with schools at the moment that are being very successful to do with combating racism and empathising with migration. And the video that James has used that has been a key part of that school's workshop. It's had a very powerful impact on a lot of the teenagers that have watched it.
Jacob Story came almost out of nowhere. I'd already been bringing the camera into the space to record some stuff informally with the refugees to get them used to the camera. But as the school workshops came near, Mark and Jules wanted something to take into the space to show the children. So they arranged to record Jacob's story to camera, which I couldn't make the filming of because they changed the date at the last minute. So I was handed a DV tape in 4x3, and they wanted me to cut that down. So I did from 15 minutes down to 4, and the meeting was very interesting because I wanted to know, out of context, without seeing the interview itself, whether the story still came across. And so we talked about it, and for the most part it did. They just wanted me to add some subtitles and some caption cards just to get the story moving a bit more. As the project progressed, Mark tasked me with coming up with a few concepts to be included in the final show in July. I wanted to create something atmospheric, perhaps couldn't be done in live action. The painted stories were the most interesting thing to work on, and the thing I was most excited to work on. I first showed the concept to Mark with some coloured sketches and told him that I'd already got one of the refugees on board to help me paint, which is valid both artistically and practically. So he commissioned a pilot. The guy who helped me was called Mohammed. He's a young Sudanese guy, and he told me he'd never painted before. Now, he's been away from his country for 6 years, so I can imagine he's never had the opportunity to indulge in painting before. So it was interesting teaching him what I know about art and painting, which isn't a great deal.
It's very good. I would like you to continue developing the film idea, with the paintings and the storytell films that are little kind of 4 or 5 minute engagements in different sorts of stories, so that somehow we might be looking at using those in the eventual performance. What's important and that I've learned is that you're a deliverer. It's about getting your hands dirty, and you're very good at that. I would quite happily work with you into the future.
So that's my collaboration with the Barbican Theatre. We did the Mr. B stuff first, which was really cool. Me and Toby working together to make something really fun and really, well, we're hoping it was innovative and ingenious, but it kind of failed, didn't really work. But that's fine, we learned from that, we moved on. Then it was Jacob's story, which is the thing that I edited down and is now being used in the workshops to teach kids about migration, and apparently it's making a lot of difference to their lives, so that's really cool too. And of course, finally moving on to the painted stories for the final piece in July. Mark really likes it, he's the creative director, and he's commissioned lots more. So that's what's been going on after this module finishes. I'm going to still be here working with the theatre for a long time, up until July. It's been a great time working with the Barbican. It's going to be even greater as we go on. And that's it. Thank you.